What do I think about children with disabilities being in ad campaigns? And what do I think about people with disabilities in various reality shows and other movies and shows that we're seeing all over the place these days? I was asked these questions by two different people at events last week, both of whom were concerned that people with disabilities were being used in like an exploitative way or a self-congratulatory way. And I think those are valid concerns. But there are three other considerations that I have when it comes to the representation of people with disabilities in popular culture, like advertisements and movies and shows. One, we can take all of these different ads, whether that's for Sephora or The Gap or Target, and shows like Down for Love and Love on the Spectrum, and we can say it's too little too late, or we can say better late than never. I tend to take the latter view. Two, these are definitely glorified representations of disabled lives, whether that's through an airbrushed baby in the portrait on an advertisement, or people who are able to verbalize their words and emotions really clearly. But all images that we see in comparable advertisements and television shows about typically developing people do the same. And all of those images, the images we encounter on billboards and in advertisements and television shows on a daily basis, all of them tell us who belongs in our society, who is worthy of seeing and being seen. So I am glad that people with disabilities are beginning to be a part of our collective imagination, the images that we encounter on a daily basis. And three, over the course of the past 20 years, over the life of my daughter with Down syndrome, the images have changed when it comes to advertisements, for sure. But the portrayal of people with disabilities in popular culture has also changed over the course of those 2 decades. I have to wonder whether a documentary like Crip Camp, or even an Oscar-winning film like Coda, would have even made it into production 20 years ago, and whether those types of representations that are more nuanced, more wholehearted, more complex, whether those would exist without the advertisements and the shows that might seem to operate on a more surface level. So, on the whole, I think it's a good thing that we have people with disabilities who are being portrayed in ads and on shows and on TV, even when those portrayals can sometimes seem to simply scratch the surface of our lives.